that way.
Yeah. Well, I think
why not DC? And when I look at DC and Marvel, I think of Pepsi, Coke, and Pepsi. Mm-hmm. You got two different flavors, but you have enough people to support both the flavors. Right. And here's the thing: you have something like if I go to a restaurant that only has Pepsi, I love Coke, but I'm gonna drink the Pepsi. You have people who may love Marvel, but they're gonna still watch DC. And you have people who are DC centric, but they're still gonna watch Marvel. And then you have people like me who are gonna watch both of them if you've got a quality movie product. So copycat, be a copycat. Whatever you got to do in order to keep your properties consistent. But the thing that kills it for me, and I think it kills it for a lot of people, is DC just doesn't have the consistency in the property.
Yeah, that's the thing that they have to work on, is the consistency of it, because I mean, I don't really give a damn if it's a copycat when it comes to formula. I like that formula. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a copycat.
And it's just like, if you look at a copycat, let's just go to his Coke and Pepsi comparison. They both look alike. You know what I'm saying? But they taste different. You see what I'm saying? Because and the thing that's going to look alike is the layout, the formula. The thing that's going to taste different is the superheroes. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be it's going to be different. It's going to be different characters, different superpowers in different ways they're going to come together. Again, the biggest part of the formula that works in DC's favor, like you said earlier, they have access to all of their characters.
Right.
So if they actually wanted to, and I know it'd be expensive as hell, to get, to do a full Justice League, get all of them out there, they can do that. They can pull from anybody in the universe, and they don't have to worry about working with this studio and working from this person and working from that. They can just do it. You know what I'm saying? And people want to see it. Now, the thing that they can do different that Marvel didn't do is that they can actually, if they wanted to, they can stick to one of their storylines, because they got several very successful storylines for all of their characters, just about. Mm-hmm. So, like Marvel said, hey, we're looking at the MCU as a different universe as the comic books. DC can say, hey, you remember that storyline that this happened? We're going to do that in the movie.
Well, Adam said, too, it's a matter of what villain do you have. Out of DC, the only really earthbound terrestrial villain that is off the chain is the Joker. And as we've said before, we get tired of Batman
and Lex Luthor.
And Lex Luthor. As we keep hearing, we get tired of Batman doing the same thing if they're not going to treat him right. Yeah. I mean, where's Darkseid? Where are the ones?
What's the Raven's dad? Trigon.
Trigon. Yeah. I mean, where are the ones that are going to truly make a difference as far as the character goes? Right. So, I mean, when you had Justice League, you had Batman pitted against Superman. Really, at the beginning, that was the fight that you had. Right. And although, there's a portion of that in the comics, that portion, it played out better in the cartoon version. Yeah. And in the comic version of that than it ever did play out in the Justice League version. Because even though that was there, that was a story unto itself. In the movie, they made it a little snippet, but we don't want to see that. We want to see some real conflict, because ultimately we know that both of those are good guys. So ultimately they're going to reconcile. Right. They may not really be best buddies, but they're going to reconcile. DC needs to do better. You know what? They need to hire us is what they need to do.
I would, if that paycheck looks good, man, I'm not.
I'm
not
available
opposed to it. James Gunn can hire me to be, just throw some ideas every now and then. As a consultant, the sci-fi guy. Yeah,
we work cheap.
No, we don't. Stop. I rebuke what you just said. We do not work cheap. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Hey, can you imagine James Gunn coming up with something? I was like, I look over to him like, that's just dumb.
That's dumb. That's stupid.
That's dumb. That's stupid.
The Joker don't even talk like that. But yeah,
when they ask for our resumes, we just bring our comic collections.
Yeah, you bring a comic collection.
Down.
Yeah,
this is our resume, right?
Like what you want? You know? What you want? like Red in the Five Heartbeat. What you want? But yeah, man. The thing about it is, I mean, everybody has a speculation. Every comic book geek, every nerd has a speculation on what should be done and how it should go and everything. And I think there's a million things, a million ways to get it right, and I also think there's a million ways to get it very wrong.
But here's the thing,
and you got a million characters to do them with.
Exactly.
In this way, though, we've seen how DC has never gotten it right.
Yeah, but again,
I mean, I take that back. Not never, because I think they got it right with Aquaman.
Right.
I think they got it right with Wonder Woman to an extent.
And outside of
at least the first movie, they got it right.
And outside of Zack Snyder, James Gunn is the one to take the helm.
I'm pulling for him. I want to see a good movie.
I don't think everybody's literally excited for him, because I haven't heard anything bad.
Yeah.
And everybody, because like you said, they need a creative vision, and they need some organization, someone to set a path, and and not just do these, like you said, a bunch of one-off movies. Like, oh, we're gonna do Flash. Oh, we're gonna do Green Lantern. Oh, we're gonna do this.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, MCU has movies out to what, 2025, 2026?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
And you know that they're shooting little bits of elements of that furthest off movie, because in the movies that's coming up, we're going to see something in the end credits that's going to reference
a lot of what
that movie.
They said
2 years from now.
They said they filmed Infinity Wars and Endgame all at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this, what they're doing is, because a lot of the actors don't even know what the hell what the hell their spots in. They film the way they film stuff. It's just like the Captain Marvel, the end scene when I forgot in which movie. I think it's what movie came out after Infinity War. It was Ant-Man and Wasp. Ant-Man and Wasp.
Okay.
See, they had two end credit scenes. The one end credit scene is when Scott got left in the quantum realm. The other one they had was Captain Marvel's pager that she gave Nick Fury.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Black Widow and what's the name, and all of them was there. My point I was making, they said they filmed the way they film things. They don't know how to use them. What's the name? Captain Marvel was played Captain Marvel. That scene where Black Widow turned around and Captain Marvel was there. Those were two separate. They were shot two separate places, and they was edited together. So they didn't know what they was even shooting at that time until they saw it. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they do a lot of their stuff. So a lot of these movies, when they're filming it, this just say, for instance, they're shooting Blade. They'll shoot the Blade movie, then they'll have the Blade character do a scene that he thinks is in the movie, but it's actually for something else.
Okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they're actually utilizing them in that way to keep the actors confused on what's actually going on, and also, if you already have this person here standing here, let's go ahead and get as much as we can with him and the other characters as we can. You know what I'm saying? So they're simultaneously filming, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things at the same time, and then spacing the stuff out. And if you ask me, that helps a lot with the continuity of storyline. You know what I'm saying? Because while everything is fresh on everybody's mind, they're filming all this stuff, in relatively the same time frame in the same space. They can go ahead and make those corrections, make sure everything lines up right. And then when they do the final, piece of it and put, and edit it down, it's to our liking. And that's one of the things that I really like about it. I'm not saying that they're perfect. That's my dog growling. But I'm not saying that they're perfect at it, because there are some plot holes in every story. There are going to be plot, because right now I know Endgame has a lot of plot holes, because people like, well, if they went back in time and got the Infinity Stone here, then what happened? Why is this, and why is this? How is Captain America in the same timeline as an old man? Why didn't he split off into a different time, Why was that not a Nexus event that split it off somewhere? That's people are bringing their plot holes up. Which, by the way, I totally think that Captain America, they should do a show, whether it be a series or whatever, of Captain America putting the Infinity Stones back. I think that'll be a good storyline.
Yeah, I mean that would answer a lot of questions too.
Because you would think, okay, if he got the ether out of what's her name body, how did he put it back? If he did this, then how did he? I want to see all that stuff happen, and I want them to also have a show called Snapped, about the people that were snapped away and just them coming back. Because to me, it just seems like if you've been missing for 5 years, and I think Alvin and I talked about that. I think that you were missing for 5 years, and then all of a sudden you just appeared. That should be a topic going on.
You see little snip. You hear about it. You hear about.
Yeah, but
in the different movies, but you don't really.
You don't know because
you don't really get into it.
They don't do any.
You don't really get into it.
It's gonna be an adjustment of life. It's just like if you're a parent,
right? You just don't really get into it.
If you're a parent and your child, when you got snapped, your child was 15. You came back. You come back to 20 years old now. You know what I'm saying?